Hey guys, what's going on? Colin with Tell You How here, and today we're going to be taking an in-depth review into the GlideCam HD-2000. Let's take a look. So here it is. This is the GlideCam HD-2000. Now, for those of you that don't know, this is a camera stabilizer. You set your DSLR or your video camera directly on the top of this, and once you've balanced it out, it'll stay straight. You can run, jiggle around with it, and essentially you're going to get no wobble once you learn how to use it. Now, as far as how this thing works, it does a very good job. And that is sort of subjective also to where you are. I've noticed that if you're indoors, it's kind of hard to use it because in order to use this, you can't be touching the camera a whole lot. Therefore, you can't be adjusting your manual focus and whatnot. So if you're indoors, you're probably going to have it on a lower f-stop due to the lighting situation. And for those of you that know DSLR, you would know the lower f-stop means that more stuff is going to be out of focus. So therefore, it's a lot easier to use this in well-lit lighting situations because you can put it at a higher f-stop and everything is going to be in focus. That way you can just sort of glide with it and you don't really have to worry about, touching your camera. Because definitely to begin with, I wouldn't know because I haven't used this for, for a few months, whatever. I've only had it for a few days. So, but to begin with, from a beginner standpoint, it's fairly difficult to touch the camera while you're operating the GlideCam just because of how it works and how gentle you have to be with it. Now, as far as running around outside, you can get some miraculous looking shots with this thing. I went to the lake down the street and I shot just a few shots. This was after having it for like 2 days. And might I remind you, they say you're supposed to have this for upwards of 3 to 4 weeks before you really even know how to use it like it's supposed to be used, because it's definitely a tool and it's not it's not something you just take out of the box, attach your camera to, and then just start going. I mean, you've got to use it for a little bit before you really understand how the thing works. Now, with all that being said, as you guys can see, I did shoot some pretty good footage with it, and it's only going to get better. I've been really happy with how this thing is operating, and it suited me perfectly. And on that note, I've got to say, if you're going to be getting a stabilizer similar to this one, you should look at this one, because this does a great job. I've had the chance to use a couple other ones, and this one is by far the best. Now, the price, it depends on how serious you are. If you are using this thing, every so often, then maybe get one of GlideCam's smaller ones. If you really are into film as a hobby, if you do it as a professional, or even if you just really like to make films a lot, with friends or whatever, then this is going to do you really well. Now let's take a look at some of the features of the GlideCam. This right here on the top is called the cheese plate, as they called it. As you guys can see, there is a plethora of mounting areas where you can put your camera. That's a really great thing, because for different cameras, this thing is all about physics, and for different cameras you're going to have to put it in different areas so you can balance it out. So I'm really happy that they decided to give you that much diversity when it comes to the top and mounting your camera onto it. Once you have your camera mounted on the top, you can make very, very fine adjustments with these little thumb screw things on the side. You just turn those and it moves it millimeters, so you can move your camera left to right, up and down, and get that perfect adjustment to go for the perfect shot that you're looking for. And those do a great job of that. Moving a little further down, as you guys can see here, this is the cream of the crop. This is a gimbal, and this is what really sells, what makes this product. As you guys can see here, I'll try to give you a little demonstration. It's kind of hard to do with no camera on it, but if I move my hand around a little bit, you'll notice that the top is staying pretty flat, pretty solid, and that's kind of the whole thing. I mean, you'll be running and you'll kind of shake like I am right now, and the top, where the camera would be, of course, it's going to do even better with more weight on it, because that's how these things work. But where the camera would be, it'd be staying totally still, and so that's why this thing works so well. Moving on down, as you guys can see here, we have the basic logo GlideCam HD-2000 on the side. Very sleek looking, very professional looking, and I commend them on that for, you know, not just slapping some sticker on there or whatever. This is like a powder coated paint, and it looks really nice. Moving down here, GlideCam uses a mixture of leverage and weight to balance the camera. So whenever you put your camera on top, you're going to either put more weight down here, which they've given you a lot of. These are all weights that you can attach to the bottom of it. This is like 10 pounds. Or if you want to make finer adjustments, you're going to put the weight down here, and let's say it's not perfectly balanced, you can adjust this down, giving it more leverage on a very fine level, and get that perfect balance that you're looking for. So that's where you would adjust that right there. And like I said, you would add your weights here to the bottom, and they've done a pretty good job engineering that like it should be done. You can move this around, and really there's a lot of changes you can make to each individual piece of the GlideCam. Now, with all that being said, I am having a lot of fun with this thing. Like I said, honestly, my thoughts on it, I'd give it like a 5 out of 5 stars. It does a perfect job. It's really durable, because I sometimes, you know, you need to get going, so you can just throw this thing in your bag, cram it in there with your tripod, your cameras and whatnot, and then you'll be good to go. You don't have to worry about it, you know, coming out in different pieces. But I'm really happy with this, and I bet you guys will be too if you decide to purchase it. If you'd like to purchase the GlideCam HD-2000, or you just want to look more into detail on it, you can go to their website. The link will be below. The link will be below. If you guys want to purchase this, the link will be below. And you guys have an excellent day. My name is Colin with the YouTube channel Tell You How. Peace out.